somewhere. I'll tell you what, the competition is tough.
It really is. The only team that's floundering, and they're already 10 games back, the Baltimore Orioles. Pitch is fouled off down the right side.
Because we saw the Orioles in that first week of the season on the road. And in Baltimore, as well as a lot of places, National League, there was a belief that the Orioles were going to be much improved this year. Now, the tale isn't told yet, but the beginning is not good.
Certainly is not. The 1-2 pitch ground to the mound. Backhanded again by Romero. Underhand toss to first. Got him again. Two pretty plays by a fifth infielder, pitcher Ricky Romero.
Number 19, Gabe Kapler.
Tell you, if you're the Baltimore Orioles and their fans in particular, Dave Tremblay's their manager. He's a very intense guy. Runs an intense clubhouse. And just the other day, after he had a closed-door meeting with the players, he came out publicly and said, I'm done covering for players who aren't getting the job done. A lot of managers wouldn't take that tack. That can be a very disruptive comment. Not going to cover for his players anymore. That's not really having their back when you get off to a tough start to begin a season. The pitch is low, ball one to Gabe Kapler.
Well, that sounds to me like a manager who has heard the door starting to open for his exit.
Now, he's also had some devastating injuries. Leadoff hitter Brian Roberts is on the DL, a second baseman, a doubles machine. There's a ball shot to center. Vernon's going to capture it in right center, and he does, and the inning is over. They've lost their closer, Mike Gonzalez, on the DL, Felix P.A. We'll see what happens. The Orioles are struggling, to be sure. End of two with Allen up for the next couple here in St. Pete. Blue Jays and Rays, no score. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
It's a scoreless game. We go to the third inning. No hits for the Blue Jays. 2 for Tampa Bay. Ricky Romero and Jeff Neiman, a couple of fine second-year pitchers working at it. The first pitch from Neiman is taken high by 7-hitter Jose Bautista. Bautista with 3 doubles in last night's opener here with Tampa Bay. Neiman back to the plate. Fastball, a strike right above the knees. Our broadcast is brought to you in part by Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Centers. Homeowners helping homeowners. 1 ball and 1 strike. Neiman, all 6'9" to the plate with a fastball popped foul down the left field side, giving chase. Longoria leans in but comes up shy. This one about 3 rows back. Jeff Neiman, in his first start this year, hit in his right shoulder area with a line drive. Removed him from the game in the second inning, but he was right back in there for the next start, and he has been very good. Stepping out, getting time out is Jose Bautista. 1-2 the count. Rays with their 2 hits coming in the first inning, each with 2 outs, Zobrist and Longoria. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called outside edge. Caught looking is Bautista. That's the second strikeout of the night for Neiman.
Catcher, number 14, John Buck.
Well-placed fastball, outside edge. A little bit of that running action. Starting from outside, running back toward the corner, and Bautista could only watch it. That'll bring up catcher John Buck. Buck having a tough time getting it on track here on this early part of the season. He takes low. Neiman has given fits to the right-hand hitters this year. Fastball dribbled third base side. It's foul outside the bag. Longoria coming on the dead sprint to be able to glove this one.
Not that it always works, but was talking to John here tonight before the game, and he's not hitting well, as you mentioned. Took a lot of balls to right and right center field. Maybe trying to just stay back, see the ball a little bit longer for when it counts.
That's always a good thing, as long as you're not feeling the ball that way. If you're trying to hit the ball sharply in that direction, I think it promotes very good habits. It's also difficult. 1 ball and 1 strike. John Buck, just 1 home run on the season. He grounds 1 foul third base side, and this one takes the bat with it. He's going to have to go get a new piece of wood. Buck, 1 home run, 6 RBIs on the season. Waiting on deck, it's Travis Snider. We're in the third. Scoreless ball game. A couple of the game's outstanding young pitchers, Ricky Romero and Jeff Neiman. Neiman stares in and gets the sign. The 1-2 pitch. Slider taken right through there, called strike 3. John Buck completely frozen on the slider. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 3 on the night now for Neiman.
Travis Snider.
And this pitch just right through the heart of the plate. So 2 down for Snider. See if Travis has any notion of loosening up the swing a bit early in the count. Neiman to the windup and brings it fastball foul back, and a good early rip by Travis.
That's what Dwayne Murphy was telling Travis today. You see how Aaron Hill came off the DL and attacked the pitches there in that first at-bat? That's what I want you to do, he said to Travis.
It's always that fine line between, well, do you want me to be patient or do you want me to be overly aggressive? Fastball is low, but Travis, a very good swing here. And based on what Travis Snider and Aaron Hill should be for this ball club, which is run producers, I think you want the aggressive side. Travis has a chance, if he can find that aggressive side, to be something really special. He grounds one to the left side, backhanded by Bartlett at short. The throw not in time, as Travis Snider not only has great power, but he runs quite well. Infield single as he grounds it on the left side.
Left fielder, Fred Lewis.
Well, that's where Dwayne Murphy will later to say to Travis, that's what we're looking for. You got your swings, you put the bat on the ball, and you took advantage of another one of your talents, your speed.
Good call down at first base by Mike Winters, as Travis Snider just able to leg it out. But that is good speed when you can hit that ground ball to shortstop and beat it out. Now Travis takes his lead, held on by Pena. It's a base hit, and I don't know what the delay was there. Top of the order with Fred Lewis, as Neiman brings it. Fastball is inside.
Well, Murphy just kind of wrapped the ribbon around the box, saying that the Blue Jays are too passive, taking too many fastballs, and then you get into pitchers' counts, and he said even great hitters have trouble hitting with 2 strikes.
Well, I don't even have to think on that one. I'm fully in agreement with those comments. The Blue Jays hitters, some of the run producers, have been far too patient. Here's a line drive foul down the right field side. 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned that Neiman has been tearing up the right-hand hitters. This season, right-hand hitters hitting just 194 before the start of play this evening. Left-hand hitters hitting 269. He has allowed just a couple of home runs on the year, 1 to righties and 1 to lefties. But right-hand hitters having a very tough time against this tall righty. There goes Snider. The pitch is fouled back as Lewis has a good swing. And a good jump by Travis Snider. And you wonder if Travis can start finding his way on base. Might the Blue Jays employ his speed in terms of that stolen base game?
Well, especially against Neiman. He's 6'9" and has somewhat of a high leg kick and a slow delivery to the plate.
Neiman comes set. And the 1-2. Curveball down in the dirt. Nice job by Jaso to keep this one in front. Toronto Blue Jays have not run a lot this year, but they have run extremely successfully. 13 of 14 bags. Neiman leans in. That glove on the left knee is, he has the baseball behind the back in the right hand. Now comes set. There goes Snider way early. The pitch swung on and missed. So Fred Lewis down on strikes on a pitch that was outside. Otherwise, Travis Snider had a jump that was out of sight. He was going to steal this without any kind of a throw. So Lewis down on strikes, 4 on the night for Neiman. That does it for the Jays in the third. They had a hit and leave a man. To the bottom of the inning we go in a scoreless game. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network. It's a scoreless game. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Ricky Romero has concluded the warm-up tosses. He'll face the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Left-hand hitting catcher John Jaso starts it. Jaso came on last night for Tampa Bay as Navarro, their starting catcher, was ejected from the ballgame, arguing with the home plate umpire, eventually bumping into the umpire. And the word tonight is that he's not in the lineup, not because of that incident, but because of a sore leg. So Romero set to work at the first pitch. Is a fastball that misses up and in, kicks out of the glove of John Buck. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's not the only one who was sore last night, and I think his manager was a little bit upset as well.
And well, he should be, because they're going to lose time from Navarro. Here's the 1-0. Fastball half swing. Did he go through? No, he did not. 2 balls, no strikes. Here in this third inning, we'll get a peek at the home hardware out-of-town scoreboard. Jerry got us an early peek at the American League. Jaso swings and pops it in the air. Left side, foul territory. Room for Bautista. Coming toward the dugout, he'll make the catch. So on the 2-0 pitch, Jaso pops out to third.
Jason Bartlett.
With 1 out, back to the top, Jason Bartlett flied out on the first pitch Romero threw this evening. There's a final in from the American League where the Indians win it 6-1 at Oakland. Fausto Carmona picking up the win. Ground ball is short. Alex Gonzalez will glove it over to Overbay, and that's out number 2.
Left fielder, Carl Crawford.
Carl Crawford struck out in the first inning. 1 of 2 on the night for Ricky. Under 16,000 on hand in Oakland this afternoon. First pitch taken for a strike. Good off-speed pitch. That curveball that's been so effective as an early strike getter for Romero. In the National League, the Dodgers 4-3 winners in 13 innings at Washington, D.C. Dodgers now 8-9 on the year. Fastball fouled third base side. Casey Blake had a pair of home runs for the Dodgers, now 3 on the year. The winning run coming in that 13th inning as Russell Martin had an RBI single, scoring Rafael Furcal, who had a 2-out hit and a stolen base to get into position. Here's the 0-2 pitch, slider outside. The Atlanta Braves fall at the Mets. 3-1 the final there as the Mets are now back to even 9-9 on the year. Manny Acosta the winner, beating Jair Jurgens. And Francisco Rodriguez. K-Rod, save number 3. 1-2 pitch, slider is low. Laying off nicely, Carl Crawford. 36,000 plus in New York. San Diego Padres continue the hot ways. They're 11-6 now with a 5-0 win at Cincinnati. 2-2 pitch, fastball looped down the left field side, dropping quickly for a base hit. And Crawford speeding around first. He'll chug into second without a throw. A 2-out double for Carl Crawford. Just reaching out and flipping one down the line. Now, for those of you who have followed the game of baseball for a long time, this was very much like Rod Carew used to do it.
And this is where Crawford, especially with left-hander on the mound, loves to steal third base. So Ricky's got to really pay attention now on 2 fronts.
And a good hitter at the plate, Ben Zobrist, switch hitter, batting right-handed. Single grounding one through the right side in the first inning, just out of the reach of Lyle Overbay. Romero gets his sign and comes set. Aaron Hill creeping toward the bag at second. And the first pitch taken for a strike at the knees.
You mentioned now on the Padres winning. How about 8 in a row here in the month of April toward that 11-7 mark now?
Adrian Gonzalez with a home run, his 5th on the year. Will Venable hits number 4. Padres playing much better than people anticipated. Aaron Hill again near the bag at second. The pitch grounded to Aaron near the bag, so that might have helped out. He backhands and throws him out. So Aaron Hill right in the right spot. That does it for Tampa Bay in the third inning. No runs, a hit, the 2-out double. He's stranded at second. We go to the fourth in a scoreless game. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Toronto Sports Radio is Blue Jays baseball. On the Fan 590.
Aaron Hill leads it off for the Blue Jays here in the fourth inning. A scoreless game. Pitch from Neiman is grounded foul third base side as Aaron continues the very aggressive ways. He popped out to first in the first inning. Our game brought to you by Rogers, a proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. No runs, one hit for the Jays. That picked up 2-out style infield hit by Travis Snyder in the third inning. Slider is popped foul. That's back to the seats on the first base side, so the count quickly at 0-2. For Tampa Bay, 3 hits against Romero, and all of those hits coming with 2 outs. 2 of those in the first inning, Zobrist and Longoria. Then it was Carl Crawford with a 2-out double in the third inning. 0-2 the count on Hill. Neiman to the plate. Pitches pop foul first base side. Maybe room again for Pena near the seats. Leans in and dives in. Did he get it? No, he did not. Palms down from first base umpire Mike Winters. And Aaron Hill can only take a deep breath and be very pleased. It looked like Carlos Pena might have a shot as he leaned in with the folks. Some of the fans reaching up, trying to get their souvenir for the evening, and Pena had the ball glance off the glove. So a reprieve for Hill. The count's still at 0-2, and Aaron, as he popped it up, was just disgusted with himself. He's getting good swings, though. Homered in last night's game. That was his lone hit on the evening. 0-2 pitch, curveball low. He started the bat. Did he go through? First base umpire Mike Winters says, yes, you did. And watching Aaron Hill, I'm not so sure that was what I saw anyway from here. But Hill down on strikes, and now 5 already for Neiman. One out brings up Adam Lind. He was the first of the 5 strikeout victims. That came in the first inning. See if Adam gets an early swing here. He has not been doing that. He checks his swing on a fastball that dips down and away. They appeal to third, and he did not go through in the assessment of Dan Bellino. Other games on that home hardware out-of-town scoreboard from the National League. We continue where Florida is at Colorado. That's the first of 2. Remember, they were rained out last night. Lynn swings and hits it in the air to center. Not deep, up and back just a couple of steps. He's there to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth inning. Bring up the cleanup man, Vernon Wells. Vernon, like some of the early hitters for the Blue Jays, popped out into foul territory leading off the second inning. In fact, 3 of the first 4 outs of the game pop-ups in foul territory. Florida leading it over the Rockies in that first one today, 3-1. That in the 5th inning. Ricky Nolasco and Greg Smith on the hill. Fastball through for a called strike, 0-1. In the second game tonight, it'll be Nate Robertson against Aaron Cook. Other games, Pirates at the Astros later on. Wandy Rodriguez 0-2 for the Stros. Slider, that's through for a called strike. Neiman just keeps pumping strikes. It's 0-2. The Cubs are in Milwaukee. Ted Lilly against Doug Davis. Phillies at Arizona. Nelson Figueroa against Ian Kennedy. And the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, pitch in the dirt. Catcher Jasel will fire on down to first base to record the out. 6 strikeouts now for Jeff Neiman. A 1-2-3 4th inning. To the bottom of the frame we go, still in a scoreless game. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
This is Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Major League Baseball and People Magazine encourage you to step up to the plate for someone making a difference in your area. Visit BlueJays.com and nominate a community leader. Nomination deadline is May 14th. They could represent the Blue Jays at this year's All-Star game. That's kind of nice. To the bottom of the fourth we go, scoreless. 1 hit for the Jays, 3 for Tampa Bay.
Longoria.
Third baseman Evan Longoria stands in 1 for 1. Dribbled one up the third base line right behind the bag at third. It was knocked down and dropped by Bautista. Eventually awarded a base hit for Longoria. One of the 3 on the night against Romero. Longoria, fine right-hand hitter, watches a good curveball come through for a called strike. Another game to mention on that home hardware out-of-town scoreboard. A final in from the American League sees the White Sox win at 5-4 over visiting Seattle as the pitch is up and away. Jinx the winner in relief over Ardsma. And Alex Rios, a couple of RBIs, a home run to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch, fastball away. So Alex Rios starting to pick it up a bit for the White Sox. 2-1 the count. Romero to the wind. Fastball outside. Might have been a little backdoor breaking ball.
Well, it's one of those situations, even with a win 7-11 for the Sox, they need that Rios run production, no question about it.
Well, he could be a huge factor in the success or the lack thereof for the White Sox this year. Romero misses up and away, so he walks Longoria after getting ahead 0-1.
And what you said there, doesn't that apply to some players in this game? You said if, and some realize their potential and some don't.
And, of course, Alex Rios in recent years has not realized his potential. And even his skipper, based on last year's performance after Alex went over to the White Sox, comment was he played horribly. There's a manager over there, Vizquel, who doesn't pull back on any of the comments. And it was true. Alex did not play well. And I think he'd be certainly on that line that would acknowledge that he didn't play well. Longoria leads from first base. Shift on for Carlos Pena as the first pitch is a breaking ball called a strike. Another game to mention on the home hardware out-of-town scoreboard. Yankees at the Angels now in the bottom of the 9th inning. 7-1 Yankees lead it over the Angels, and it's just now a final coming in. So the Yankees win. Not exactly the way John Sterling would say it. Throw over to first base. Back in standing is Longoria. I'll save that for Mike Wilner. Oh, and 1 the count on Pena. We're scoreless here in the 4th inning. Pena, very powerful left-hand hitter. 3 infielders on the right side as the slider is down and away.
And here's a case, Alan, too, where Joe Madden likes to run up and down the lineup. You look at this 4th hitter, Longoria at first base. You don't think stolen bases, but he's 2 of 3 already this year, if you're not careful.
Longoria, one of those crafty base stealers. Runs pretty well. Overbay holds at the bag. Then there's Hill and Gonzalez on the right side. Gonzalez playing where you would normally see the second baseman. Bautista near the bag on the shortstop side of second as the pitch is outside. 2-1 the count.
And this is a situation, should Longoria be running, catcher John Buck or Ricky Romero have to sprint to third base, because with the shift on Bautista, the third baseman's almost touching the second base bag.
Here's a stat that'll tell you how deceiving a batting average can be. Over his career, Carlos Pena has hit just 200 against Blue Jays pitching. Pitch is up and in, so it's now 3-1. Romero having a tough time after getting ahead on both Longoria and Pena here in the 4th inning. Again, Pena hitting career 200 against the Blue Jays. So after striking out in the 1st inning, that figure is under the 200 mark. But 17 career home runs and 41 RBIs, so the Blue Jays have had their fill of this powerful bat. 3-1. Romero set. Longoria leads. Does not go. The pitch grounded toward the shortstop on that other side. Over to the third baseman and back to first. Not in time, so they get the force. That'll go 6-5 on the force out erasing Longoria as Carlos Pena, cleanup man, generally speaking, digging down the line. So that's Gonzalez to Bautista on the force. So Jose Bautista gets a chance there at the bag at second base to try to turn a double play. One out, Pena at first. It brings up B.J. Upton. Upton grounded back to the mound in the second inning. He fouls one down the right field side. Upton, tall and lanky, 6'3". It's a guy that was an infielder before he just continued to have so many problems. He eventually inserted in center field, and he's done a nice job. He watches the breaking ball bend low. Often accused of not hustling all the way, but a talented player and still a youngster, as Jerry pointed out. 4 homers on the year, 14 RBIs. Romero set, short lead by Pena. As the breaking ball's down and in, 2-1 the count. Ricky continues to struggle with that strike zone here in the 4th inning. We're scoreless. 1 hit for the Jays, 3 for Tampa Bay. Leadoff walk to Longoria has the base runner on here in the inning. Upton lifetime, 6 home runs against Jays pitching. Fastball tap foul, that'll roll back toward the screen. And lifetime now against Ricky Romero, just 0 for 3, so not much to show there. Ricky Romero staring into John Buck. 2-2 the count. Ricky set at the letters and brings it. Off speed, grounded third base side. That'll be taken by the shortstop. Gonzalez very slickly getting it to Aaron Hill for the force out. That's all they'll get there. Wisely, Bautista backed off, enabled his shortstop Gonzalez to make the play, and those quick hands were a huge part of this play. 6-4 on the force.
And there Aaron Hill does a smart thing too. Fields that, knowing he has no play at first, just kept his foot on the bag like a first baseman and took what was given to him and didn't try to do too much.
And then gets out of the way, preventing any chance of getting run into on that leg. That's where second basemen get into so many problems. Pitch in the dirt, gets by Buck as he doesn't get down. All the way to the backstop, moving into second base is B.J. Upton on a wild pitch. But again, another one of those wild pitches that is just simply getting by the Blue Jays catching. And I'll say again, the Blue Jays catching over the previous few years may be spoiling many of us. It just has not been the same here this season. So Upton, rather, into scoring position at second base. 2 down. Willie Ibar at the plate. Swings and misses. Counted 1-1. Ibar, like Upton in the second inning, grounded out right back to Romero. Ricky gets his sign. The 1-1. Curveball chopped slowly third base side. Bautista on the run. Throws on the run, and perfectly so to get Ibar. Nice play by Jose Bautista as the Blue Jays infield got their work out in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits. They leave a man. We go to the 5th. Jerry once again takes over. Still scoreless here from Tampa Bay. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Over Bay begins the Blue Jays 5th inning of a scoreless game here in St. Pete. Blue Jays and Rays, and takes ball 1 on the 6'9" right-hander Jeff Neiman. Blau flied out to center in the 2nd inning. Left-handed hit with an open stance. Neiman has his marching orders. deals. The pitch popped up foul, third base side. That's heading to the crowd. Moving over Longoria. Leans in, can't quite make the play. This game has already produced 4 foul outs and close to 2 more. Pena dove into the seats first base side last inning, and Longoria was leaning in third base side here in the 5th. And other than that, our game recaps are brought to you by Super 8 Worldwide. Destination Super, visit super8.ca.
A game of foul pops.
That's been it. The 1-1 pitch, curveball low. Jerry Howarth along with Alan Ashby and Tom Young make that Mike Young. See? I just want to make sure you're listening back there. 2-1 pitch is low. We got you covered here. Tom Young, Dylan Brown, Jason Niven, Mike, all part of our team here tonight from Tropicana Field in St. Pete. There's no score in the 5th inning. Great to have you with us on the Fan Radio Network, and very happy to have you with us on the internet wherever you happen to be. It's Overbay, Gonzalez, and Bautista, 5, 6, and 7 hitters here in the 5th. Neiman's pitch, swing and a miss on a good slider with late movement down and in, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Overbay kind of expelled a big breath there and said, I don't think a great hitter, Babe Ruth, could have hit that pitch. Neiman is 1 ground ball away from having pitched a perfect game to this point. That was Travis Snyder with 2 down in the top of the 3rd. He had a ground ball to short. He was in the hole, and he beat Jason Bartlett's throw. That's the only hitter to reach over 4 innings. So Neiman's pitched an outstanding game, faced 1 over the minimum. 3-2 pitch. Line deep to right center field. That's heading for the seats, and there she goes. The Blue Jays are in flight, and so is Lyle Overbay on his first home run of the year. It's 1-0 Blue Jays here in St. Pete in the 5th.
And this was not a gimme fastball. This was a slider around the knees. Lyle's sitting on it.
Shortstop, Alex Gonzalez.
Well, he went down to get it, and there's what Dwayne Murphy was telling Lyle. You're a good low ball hitter. Don't be thinking anything up. Pass on those pitches and get a ball in your comfort zone.
You know, watching that replay, I may have been wrong. That might have been the sinking fastball running the other way on Lyle. Nice piece of hitting.
Alex Gonzalez, right-handed hitter, tops one foul, third base side. Well, we know this. That was not hit foul.
Keep it fair. You got a chance, guys.
Jeff Neiman, having pitched so well to this point, gives up his 3rd home run in 20 innings. But it's enough to put him behind Ricky Romero 1-0. Gonzalez takes inside. Alex popped to short back in the 2nd inning. Remember, for Ricky, in the American League, he has the 3rd poorest run support among all the American League starters at 1.57. Not getting any kind of run support at all. The pitch is fouled off to the left. He's getting a run and a half a game, and the half doesn't do you any good. David Hernandez with the Orioles is getting a half a run per start. That's part of the Orioles' problems at 2-15. Dontrell Willis has pitched well with the Tigers. He's not getting even a run per start. And here's Ricky, just over a run. He's got the 1 run here tonight. Gonzalez hits a chopper down to 3rd, scooped up out of the dirt by Longoria. He throws on to 1st, and that's the first out here, the Blue Jays' 5th.
3rd baseman, Jose Bautista.
Blue Jays hitters at times looking overmatched by Neiman this evening. Good stuff.
Isn't it funny, Alan, how run support goes? I remember in '86 when Roger Clemens was 24-6 or 24-4. His run support was better than 7 runs per start. Well, you put that together with Roger's ability to pitch in the mid-'80s right there, or throughout his entire career, if you will, and you got yourself a Cy Young Award winner and then some. The pitch is fouled off to the left by Bautista, strike 1.
Funny thing, sometimes you'll get that pitcher you have great confidence in as a team, and you start to have a little success with him, and it seems to build. And I don't know that anybody could put their finger on why it happens, but you'll score runs.
Jose takes strike 2 called. Bautista struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. Neiman's got a split-fingered pitch. That's his changeup. Here he comes. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss on a slider. strike 3, and for Neiman, that's 7.
Catcher, John Buck.
Now, this has been the assignment for Ricky Romero time after time now this season. Go out there and just don't give up a run, because that may be too much.
The batter catcher, John Buck, struck out looking as Bautista did, both in the 3rd inning. We're in the 5th. Blue Jays lead 1-0 now, and Lyle Overbay's home run deep to right center. Pitches in the dirt, ball 1. Neiman peering in. Kicks, deals. Pitch it on the ground to short. Gloved by Jason Bartlett. He throws on to first, and with that, the inning is over. But Overbay starts it with a home run. The game's only run through 4.5. You're listening to Blue Jays baseball here against the Tampa Bay Rays on the Fan Radio Network. This broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Centers. Homeowners helping homeowners. Bottom of the 5th inning, Blue Jays 1, the Rays nothing. Lyle Overbay with a home run on the top of this 5th inning. Now lefty Ricky Romero to face the right-hand hitting Gabe Kapler. Fastball is outside, ball 1. Kapler flied out to center in the 2nd inning. He'll be followed by catcher John Jaso, and then leadoff hitter Jason Bartlett. Ricky at 56 pitches here. Midway through the game, he's into his line. And the 1-0 pitch. Hit foul third base side. Speaking of that Home Hardware out-of-town scoreboard, yesterday, Milwaukee, fresh off their 20-0 win in Pittsburgh, went to play the Cubs and lost 8-1. So they scored 1 run after scoring 20 to beat Pittsburgh 20-0. The pitch is high. Back in 2004, Kansas City won Game 1 of their doubleheader over Detroit 26-5, and in the nightcap lost 8-0. Doesn't that just happen a lot? You played a lot. You score 15, 16, 18 runs, and they say beware of the next game, and sure enough, you end up with 1 or 2 runs. There's a ball hit deep to left field. Back goes Lewis, jumps at the wall. The ball's off the wall, just over his glove. Fred picks it up, throws back to third. And Kapler opens the Rays' 5th inning with a double and just missed a home run off the left field fence.
And Fred Lewis just missed making a very nice play. Not sure if this hit his glove or if it caught a part of the wall. Looked like Lewis maybe ran by it just a little bit.
He jumped and the ball hit just over his glove, about an inch. Close play. But did you ever find that there was any kind of a reason for scoring so few runs after a big splurge like that?
On the logic-o-meter, it's a flat 0. It makes no sense whatsoever. Here's the good news. Statistically, the Brewers averaged over 10 runs per game over those 2 games.
Left-hand hitting John Jaso belts one to right. That ball's hooking down the line. Gone. For the Rays backup catcher, and Tampa Bay leads 2-1 here in the 5th.
This guy might have a chance to earn his way into the starting lineup a little more often than he had anticipated coming in if Navarro gets himself suspended for a while.
Jason his first major league home run. Made it late 3 times. First pitch swinging. A left-hander on the mound, no less. And Jaso turns right around that Overbay home run. Hits one of his own with a double aboard. The batter now leadoff hitter Jason Bartlett. He takes low, ball 1. That got the crowd into the game. Jaso's just 26. Called up a couple of days ago from AAA Durham. The pitch is outside. He is a 5-time minor league all-star. John Jaso. Spells our last name Jaso. The ball is looped into right field. Coming on Travis. It's a base hit in front of him. And the Rays open the bottom of the 5th inning with 3 parts of the cycle already on 3 different at-bats.
Number 13, Carl Crawford.
And here's someone who could easily have the triple to that. Carl Crawford. Well, for Jaso, that's a home run ball that he'll have for a long time. He's been in the minor leagues 8 years, hitting a career .291. Gets his opportunity, and here makes the most of it. Crawford hits one deep to right on the first pitch. Travis back to the wall. Back to the wall. Makes the catch. Goes quickly back to second, sending Bartlett back to first.
And Zobrist.
There's a ball pushing out toward what you would call right center field. And it's only 370 feet in that direction. It's just an ideal ballpark for hitters to hit home runs. There's just really no other way to say that. If you can hit the ball straight away to right and left, it's a haven.
With that and speed at first, here's Ben Zobrist. A quick throw to first, and Ricky trying to contain that Bartlett speed. He's back in on his stomach. Bartlett 2 for 3 stealing bases. The batter, Ben Zobrist. He is singled and grounded out. Infield looking for a double play. Ground ball from the stretch. Showing bunt is Zobrist. The pitch is low and in the dirt, blocked nicely by Buck. Well, Aaron Hill and Cito Gaston said it after the game. They just always keep coming after you. Great compliment to this Tampa Bay Rays team. There's a throw to first, Bartlett back.
Yeah, I guess another way that it might come out of my mouth, they're really talented. They're good.
Dwayne Stats yesterday on our broadcast, he's our television broadcaster, said he thinks this team is better than the 08 team that went to the World Series, losing eventually to the Phillies. Speed and power. Good starting pitching and a closer in Rafael Soriano. That's a pretty good blend. The pitch is in for a strike.
Of course, one thing you hear about the Blue Jays that other teams, coaching staffs, and players will talk about is the Blue Jays have a lot more talent than people acknowledge, at least nationally.
Zobrist ready. Romero set. And the 1-1 offering bunted out in front of the plate. Buck has it, looks at second, no play, throws to first, right over the left shoulder of Zobrist into the glove of Overbait for the out. Is up to second goes Bartlett.
If John Buck doesn't spin around as he picks this ball up in the dirt, just feet in front of home plate, can come out and pick it up straight heading towards second, he gets an out in that direction pretty handily. But as he picked it up barehanded, he spun around, and that really put him in a position where I think it was just a bit too late towards second.
So the official score is going to here add some hometown scoring, giving with one out Ben Zobrist a sacrifice bunt. That just doesn't happen in official scoring. That's poor scoring in my opinion. Bruce Walton to the mound. And the batter now, Evan Longoria, he's going to wait for the conference to finish on the mound here in this Rays 2-run fifth inning. They lead the Blue Jays 2-1.
Yeah, we've seen, in my assessment, a couple of cases already of home cooking with the scoring here. Believe me, by the time you play 81 home games, that'll add up nicely for the hometown team.
With John Fogerty's concert to follow here tonight, where the Rays have already gone 16-2 on concert nights here over the last 2.5 years. It's a 2-1 Tampa Bay lead. Runner at second, 2 down. Pitch to Longoria. Low, ball 1. The Rays on Saturdays bring in great concerts. And as we said, during those games when they average about 30,000 a night here, and they're just a little shy of that here to start this season, as we said, they've won 16 out of 18 games responding to the crowd with their talented group of players. Longoria takes low, 2-0. Evan is singled and walked. Lyle Overbay homers in the top of this fifth inning for a 1-0 lead. Now they're going to put Longoria on. There's a throw to second, the tag, and the Blue Jays put a play on there, and just getting back, standing up is Bartlett.
Well, I like that. And I don't know if they had a play put on or if Ricky Romero just simply saw Gonzalez darting in behind, but it was well done.
It sure was. The pitch is outside, ball 3. There's for the intentional walk. That's where you might catch someone napping.
Yeah, my hunch is it was just daylight and Ricky saw his shortstop moving to the bag.
So there is ball 4.
Blue Jays as a team just really don't have any pickoff plays that they have instilled as a unit. Any kind of cute, intriguing plays. It's just not a part of what Cito does.
Rays 2, Blue Jays 1, 5th inning. Runners at first and second. 2 outs for Carlos Pena, who has struck out and bounced into a fielder's choice.
To me, this is one of those situations with a man at second base, in particular scoring position, where a base hit will score him, where I'm probably not inclined to put on the big shift as the Jays have right here. A huge hole on the left side.
It's not often you deal an intentional pass to get to the team's home run and RBI leader, but that's the case here. Playing percentages lefty against lefty. Pena 4 home runs, 17 RBIs to lead in those categories. Pitch to him. Swing and a miss on a nice off-speed pitch. Strike 1.
I think you simply take your chances with Romero being left-handed and maybe a feeling of dominance against Pena. Dangerous one.
So Ricky's got his work cut out for him. Pena 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 5 in his career against Ricky. The one hit was a single. Bartlett at second. And at first, Longoria, 2 down. The strike 1 pitch. Over but low. 1-1. So Ricky trying to tempt Pena there with a curveball. Just missed with it. Did keep it down. Jose Bautista on the left side of the diamond has to stay fairly close to the bag with Bartlett's speed at second. The stretch. And Romero's pitch hit foul third base side into the mezzanine. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Big part in the game here. Kapler opens up this 5th inning with a double high atop the left field fence. John Jaso then drills a home run to right down the line. His first major league home run for the left-handed hitting catcher. Bartlett singled to right. And out later bunted to second, and then Longoria the intentional pass. Now it's Romero against Pena. 5th inning. Aaron Hill's out in shallow right field on the shift. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The strategy pays off big time as the Rays get a couple and leave a couple on. So at the end of 5, now the Rays 2, the Blue Jays 1. As you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Hey, Alan.
Game here this evening brought to you by Rogers, a proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. Through 5, Blue Jays trail Tampa Bay 2-1. While we have a moment here before Travis Snyder comes up, down on the farm yesterday in AAA, Salt Lake beat the Vegas 51 6-4. In that game, Brett Wallace hit another home run. He's got 7 already, hitting .281 with 10 RBIs. Blue Jays catcher, the future J.P. Arancibia, 2 for 4. He hit another home run. He's got 2, hitting .275. Jesse Carlson, hitless, scoreless inning, but his ERA is 5.14, trying to get that arm back here to the major league level. Here's Travis. Pitch to Snyder is high, ball 1. In Double-A, a couple of names to keep in mind. Catcher Brian Girolamo hitting .350 after he had some hip surgery at the end of last season. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Snyder takes a strike. And 5'7", 20-year-old left-hander Tim Collins, another scoreless inning in 5 games. He's worked 7 innings. No runs allowed, 1 hit with 12 strikeouts, 4 walks. Travis grounds one first base side to the mound, taken by Neiman. Underhand toss to first. 1 down. And Adam Lowen trying to find it as a hitter. 5 for 30 to start the year in Double-A, hitting .200 with 10 strikeouts and 5 walks. So some names to keep in mind for the future. With that ground out, Snyder 1 for 2. He had an infield hit to short back in the 3rd inning. We're in the top of the 6th. The Rays 2, the Blue Jays 1. For left-hand hitting leadoff man Fred Lewis. He's fouled out to 3rd and struck out against the 6'9" right-hander. Ball chopped to the mound. Up the middle it goes. Back of second. Taken by the shortstop Bartlett. Off balance throw to get Lewis. 2 down. Nice play.
Number 2, Aaron Hill.
Yeah, I think there's a tendency in the American League when you think shortstops to stop after the name Derek Jeter, but this guy's a good one, and he does a lot of things well.
It's almost like Joe Madden talking tonight on our pregame show about Ricky Romero, one of the better-kept secrets in baseball.
Yeah. That's pretty well put. Of course, Ricky only, like Neiman, in his second season now.
Here's Aaron. He's 0 for 2. He's fouled out and struck out. He takes low.
But I guarantee it's no secret among the hitters and the coaching staffs in Major League Baseball.
And say this for the fans. Just last year in the All-Star game, Jason Bartlett finished second at short in the voting behind Derek Jeter. Aaron takes it inside.
And Jason had a career year. His batting average, everything he did last year was spectacular. Certainly all-star caliber.
So Bartlett anchoring that all-star infield here for Tampa Bay. Rays lead it 2-1 in the 6th inning. Aaron takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. That noted by the plate umpire and crew chief Jerry Lane in his 22nd year. He's 51 years old. Pitch on the way is low. Jerry worked Fernando Valenzuela's no-hitter. Been an all-star umpire, World Series umpire. His hobby is fishing. Can't blame him. The fish can't yell at him.
Oh, you think?
Nice quiet pastime. There's a ground ball hit between third and short, and it threads through the left side. The ball bounces out into left field, and Aaron has a 2-out single here in the 6th inning.
26, Adam Lind.
Aaron could stand to have a few thread through and start getting that feeling of everything's going well. I think he's swinging the bat extremely well.
And there he went right after a pitch that was middle, working its way down and in. So with that 2 down, Adam Lind up. He has struck out and flied out to center. The tying run at first base here with 2 outs in the Blue Jays 6th inning. Down to the Rays 2-1. Neiman out of the stretch. High leg kick. Here he comes. Fastball for a strike. And that was one area of concern for hitting coach Dwayne Murphy, talking about Adam at the batting cage tonight, taking too many fastballs, getting behind, and then striking out too many times against pitchers' best out pitches. He said, I talked to Adam about that just today. Strike 1 pitch, low and outside.
Tell you what, we haven't seen at all from Adam Lind yet this year is that power going the other way. And that was a staple in everything he did last year.
Well, Adam off to a start hitting .281, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Pena holds on Hill at first with 2 outs. Neiman to his hitter, outside and high, 2-1.
I think there's sometimes a tendency to buy in a little too much. Adam Lind might say, well, you know what, I'm a patient hitter and I've had success. And you start becoming overly patient, and it detracts from some of that success, especially the power game.
This is your Silver Slugger Award winner last year, winning that Edgar Martinez Award, most productive designated hitter, Adam Lind. He waits a 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. So there's Neiman with that good fastball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and now Lind perhaps at the mercy of what we've seen here tonight, a slider from Neiman, a good out pitch for him. He's thrown that flip changeup of his. He has 7 strikeouts. He's set. Aaron does not go 2-2 pitch. Curve just inside. There's a pitch we didn't even mention. He's got the full repertoire.
Yeah, he does. Adam Lind, good eye right here, but again, one of those pitches that might be a little too close for comfort.
And I think there it's fair to say he got completely fooled.
I think it's fair.
But now it's 3-2 and Hill will be running. The stretch. And there he goes. Full count pitch. Fastball hit the left field deep. Backcourt Carl Crawford. Track. Whoa, there she goes. Home run, Adam Lind. And the Blue Jays have soared out in front here, 3-2 in the 6th inning. And Alan, there's your opposite field home run for Lind.
Ask and you shall receive. Well, that's nice to see for Adam. It was no spare on this one, that's for sure.
So Adams' 4th home run, that's him RBIs 12 and 13.
That fastball from Neiman runs away pretty considerably on the left-hand hitters, and finally Adams stayed on it and drives it the other way.
Now, did you ever catch in the major leagues to know some of these things?
Spent a little time back there.
Great insight, partner. Nice job.
Thanks.
Here's Vernon Wells. With 2 outs, Hill singles and Lynn homers. Vernon, first pitch swinging, pops it up to short. Coming in, still on the dirt part of the infield, Jason Bartlett to make the catch. The inning is over. But this game seesawing back and forth on home runs. Overbay to lead off the 5th. John Jaso, a 2-run home run on the bottom of the 5th. And now Adam Lind, a 2-out, 2-run home run to left in the 6th. Bottom of the 6th we go. Blue Jays 3, Rays 2. As you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Blue Jays 3, Rays 2. B.J. Upton starts the bottom of the 6th, fouls off Ricky Romero's first pitch down the third base side. Ricky at 76 pitches, got the lead by 1. Upton takes it low. Upton has grounded back to the mound and bounced into a force out. Ricky made 2 backhanded stabs, robbing Upton and Ibar base hits in the 2nd inning. Upton grounds one this time to the mound again. Speared by Ricky at the knees, and he throws Upton out with another spectacular play.
16, Willie Ibar.
This ball's a definite base hit going to center field, and Ricky wasn't in the best of fielding positions, but he is such a good athlete.
Quick reflexes there. And not only does he take away a hit, he takes away that Upton speed as well in a 1-run game. So he saw it all the way and was able to dance around it and catch it just off to his right on the glove side. Here's Ibar, and he takes the first pitch, ball 1. Ibar is grounded out twice. 6th inning, Blue Jays 3 runs, 4 hits, Rays 2 runs, 6 hits. Blue Jays have out-homered the Rays 2-1. That's the difference. Pitch is high. They take in a ball game and start or finish with a great meal and some drinks as well at Alice Fazoli's. They're at 294 Adelaide Street West. Great lunch and dinner menus for you. Ground ball hit into the hole at short, taken by Gonzalez. Double pump, throw it high to Overbay, and he has to leave the bag and safely across Ibar.
Happened there if Alex just didn't make a good exchange to the right hand initially, but there was a moment where he hesitated and he still had time on the play, but the errant throw cost him in the end.
So an error charge to Gonzalez. That's going to take away for him that superb fresh fish feature there at Alice Fazoli's, that's for sure. But you can check out the bar and patio. 3-ounce martinis are $6.50 7 nights a week at Alice Fazoli's, just 3 blocks north of the Rogers Center. Here's Gabe Kapler. He takes inside ball 1.
So you make a guy have to pay when he makes a mistake, huh?
Well, I do. I've always been pretty hard on the players. Monday night, tie-in Alice Fazoli's throughout the whole week as the Blue Jays are home for 7 games. Boston first up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Oakland in Thursday night through Sunday afternoon. Kapler takes high. Monday night, Danny Eveland against Josh Beckett, Blue Jays and Red Sox. Tuesday night, Sean Markham against Clay Buchholz. Wednesday night, Brett Cecil against John Lester. And then the front-running A's in on Thursday. Pitch to Kapler. Hit on the ground to short. Gonzalez has it to second 1. Hill back to first. Call it 2. An inning-ending double play. So with that, we go to the 7th. Allen to call it for you. Blue Jays 3, Rays 2 here in St. Pete. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball. Baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
3-2 Blue Jays on top. We go to the 7th inning. For the Jays, Lyle Overbay leads it off. Lyle with a 5th inning home run gave the Blue Jays a 1-0 lead at the time. Tampa Bay responded with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 5th inning as they got a home run, 2-run shot out of John Jaso, their catcher. First pitch of the inning outside on Lyle, but then the Blue Jays come storming right back with 2 more in the 6th inning. A 2-run, 2-out home run by Adam Lind with Aaron Hill aboard after he had singled. Lyle swings and grounds one foul first base side. Say fans, gear up for this 2010 season. You do it with MLB.tv. Watch over 2,000 games there live or on demand and in HD quality. Packages starting at just $99.99. Visit BlueJays.com for all the details. 1-1 to Overbay. Line back up the middle. That's a base hit. Overbay starting to find the stroke. 2 for 3.
Number 11, Alex Gonzalez.
We've talked all night about Dwayne Murphy and wanting his hitters to be more aggressive, and because they've been passive, that's what's led to the Blue Jays leading the league in strikeouts. But I also said, what do you think about the club leading the major leagues in home runs? And he said, they don't go up looking for home runs. They have good swings, and that's what I'm trying to encourage the hitters. Take that good swing now and then be aggressive with it.
You know, that's such a funny thing that you can combine being passive and leading the league in that power department. It doesn't seem to square up. Gonzalez at the plate takes outside, and yet it has been the case.
It has, and as the hitters buy more and more into Murphy's philosophy of don't pass on those fastballs, it could lead even more home runs and good solid extra base hits, which also the Blue Jays lead the majors in.
Now, is that also known as Murphy's Law?
Yes, it is. Very good.
For the 7th inning, 3-2 Jays on top. 1-0 the count on Gonzalez, and the pitch slider down and away. Toronto Blue Jays start the night with 24 home runs, leading the American League. Chicago's White Sox with 23 to start play. Now the pitching coach Jim Hickey is going to take a sprint out to the mound. The infield, the entire infield of these Rays will meet at the Hill. 3 runs, 5 hits, an error for the Blue Jays. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. The Blue Jays win the opener last night. First of 3, first of 18 on the year. Nobody throwing in the pen for Tampa Bay, so you know there's no change in mind here.
Well, the Rays must think that with the John Fogerty concert here, the fans are going to pour onto the field with a visit to the mound because 15 security men jumped onto the foul line.
They all jump into place, don't they? There are nights here when there are just about as many security guards as fans that have that option of jumping out there. 2-0 the count. Leadoff single Overbay. He's at first, held on by Pena. Neiman brings it to the plate. Fastball is swinging and a miss. This high heat out of the strike zone. Gonzalez has popped to short and grounded to short. Again, back to that home run figure in the American League. Blue Jays 1 in front of the second place White Sox. If you go to the other end of the spectrum, Seattle's Mariners have hit just 7 home runs on the season. Now, I think there would be great cause for concern there. Go over to first base. Not much on it. Back in standing is Overbay. Now, you might guess the Red Sox and Yankees would also hit a lot of home runs. Red Sox with 21. They're 3 back of the Jays. And the Yankees with 20. But now you add 2 to that figure tonight as Overbay and Lind have each homered. For Lind, his 4th of the year. Lyle just his first. Pitch stays up and in. 3-1 the count. We'll see if Blue Jays have any notion of putting Overbay in motion. Earlier in the game, Travis Snyder, after singling in the 3rd inning, took off running twice. In fact, the second time he had an easy stolen base as Fred Lewis struck out on a pitch way outside to end the inning. Lyle does not go. The pitch, a strike called. That'll fill it 3-2. And now we'll see if that game plan for the Blue Jays changes at all. Here in the 7th inning, we'll take another peek at that Home Hardware out-of-town scoreboard. The Blue Jays, by the way, hitting .230 as a club at the start of play. That's 11th in the league. Lyle goes. Pitch is swung on and missed. A delay by Jaso. The throw in the dirt not in time, so Overbay has stolen it.
Strikeout, stolen base.
Gonzalez down on strikes. That's 8 strikeouts for Neiman.
For Overbay.
for Lyle Overbay, his first bag of the year. And the Blue Jays continue to steal bases very successfully.
That is Lyle's first stolen base since 2008. And with his triple, he's pretty much met his quota now in both categories.
Players who don't steal often really enjoyed when they do pick one up. So one out, it brings up Bautista, who has struck out twice in his 2 at-bats. He watches the breaking ball bend down and away. 3-2 Jays were in the 7th inning.
Okay, partner. Alan Ashby, how many stolen bases in your career?
I think like 12 or 13.
Right there with Overbay. That was his 13th.
I'm kind of in that same ballpark of speed. Here's a breaking ball for a called strike. 1-1 the count on Jose.
Did you go in head first or feet first? Just curious.
You know, I don't think I ever employed the head first. I don't think I put a whole lot of thought into it. Tell you what, I had a bad habit, though. Breaking ball is down and in. 2-1 the count. When you learn to slide in spring training, or when we did all the time, one of the things they would always teach us to do is throw both hands in the air. And what it does is it number one, keeps, in my case, my left hand from hitting on the dirt and jamming the wrist, which I tended to do quite a bit. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball, that's a strike, well placed at the knees. 2-2 the count. Bautista takes a little stroll. So that bothered me a lot. And when I could force myself to throw the hands up, really save myself. But at the same time, when you throw both hands in the air while you slide, regardless of which foot you put in front, you have a tendency of keeping your knee from digging in the ground and centering up on both haunches as you slide. So it's much better when you can keep those hands up. Bautista watches the breaking ball go low in the dirt. That'll fill it 3-2.
And we might add, as fans watch runners at first base, oftentimes with gloves in their hands to form a fist. That's so when those hands get down into the dirt on the slide, you don't maybe break a finger.
Saves you a great deal. For the young kids trying to learn to play the game, learn to slide with both hands in the air. Tampa Bay now with a left-hander throwing in their pen. That is Randy Choate. We saw him in last night's game. Neiman comes set. The 3-2 to Bautista. Fastball check swing grounder, foul first base side.
Up at the Rays bullpen.
Mentioned the stolen base for Lyle Overbay. For the Jays, that's their 14th as a team. They've been caught just one time this year. Minnesota is 11 of 12 in that department, but the Blue Jays, the best success rate in the league. 3-2 pitch once again. Fastball, that'll drill Bautista in the left hip, and Neiman is furious with himself. So that'll put runners at first and second, 1 out, and bring up John Buck.
Number 14, John Buck.
Now, if you're wondering about the Blue Jays bench right now, they have John McDonald, Jose Molina, Mike McCoy, and Randy Ruiz on the bench. Randy Ruiz, a bat that has been very good against right-hand pitching. First hit batter. First free pass of any kind by Neiman this evening. Blue Jays trying to extend this 3-2 lead here in the 7th inning. Buck has struck out looking and grounded to short. Right-hander to the plate, a slider, a swing and a miss. Good aggressive swing by Buck. He has found himself wanting for aggressiveness at times. In terms of American League teams in that stolen base game, Tampa Bay leads with 21 bags coming into play tonight. 0-1 the count. Neiman to the plate. Fastball is fouled back, so the big right-hander, 6'9", gets in front. 0-2 on John Buck. That's a couple of big men going at it. Lyle Overbay, a solo home run in the 5th inning, a 2-run dinger by Adam Lind in the 6th inning. That's the Jays scoring. 2-run home run by catcher John Jaso providing the runs for Tampa Bay in the 5th inning. Neiman set. The 0-2 pitch, slider hit in the air toward right center, moving over with the play is Upton. He's calling and makes the catch, going halfway, and now back to the bag is Overbay on out number 2. And again, that's not really the way as a lead base runner you're taught on that fly ball that you know is going to be an out. See if you can tag up and put a little pressure on the outfielder.
That is surprising that Overbay, who had just stolen a base, granted he doesn't steal a lot, would see a right-handed fielding center fielder run into right center to make the catch and have to turn his feet. He might have gone into third base with a good commitment.
You never know. Sometimes you may be committed to the fact that you won't be running, but if you bluff the play, you just might put enough pressure on an outfielder that you create an error. 2 down now for Travis Snider, and the first pitch, curveball, is outside.
And who misses cutoff men more than anyone in that Rays outfield but B.J. Upton?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Never know when it might factor in on a play. Now runners at first and second. 2 down. Snider an infield single in the 3rd inning and grounded back to the mound in the 6th. 1 for 2 on the night. Hitting 157, he takes outside. 2-0 the count.
Well, Alan, here is where push comes to shove for Travis Snider, and the talk he had today with Dwayne Murphy. He's got to be thinking fastball in an area where he could handle and put an aggressive swing on it.
The notion I would probably lean toward with Travis Snider is start trying to show off. And I'll explain in a moment. The 2-0 pitch taken for a strike, and that's that 2-0 fastball that you drool for as a hitter, especially with men on base, and yet Travis takes a strike. For me, Travis Snider, if you told him there were scouts in the stands right now and they want to see you, he would show off. And that's, I think, where Travis can be at his best with his power game. A big show-off swing comes up empty. It's 2-2. But I don't think Travis Snider, with his tools, is best served by being overly conservative, taking strikes, and then taking weaker swings. Now a right-hander throwing in the pen for Tampa Bay, as Randy Choate has taken a seat. Here's the 2-2. Fastball foul down the left field side. Now Randy Choate is still up. That is Grant Balfour, Australian-born righty. So Choate and Balfour up and ready for any circumstance that may come up. Left-hand hitting Fred Lewis waiting on deck. 2-2 the count on Snider, and the pitch. Backdoor breaking ball stays away. That'll fill it 3-2. That'll put Overbay from second base and Bautista from first base in motion. And a big chance for Travis Snider to come up with a huge swing for the team. 3-2 Jays. Runners lead. Neiman set. There they go. The pitch is high and in. So Snider able to coax the walk on a close pitch. And that'll load him up for the leadoff man, Fred Lewis. And it also brings out the skipper, Joe Madden, as his right-hander apparently has come to the end of the night. So the Blue Jays leading at 3-2, bases loaded, and 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Left-hander Randy Choate will be summoned from the bullpen. As he comes in, a great chance to check in with Mike Wilner and see what he's got for us on the home hardware out-of-town scoreboard. Thanks for the update, Mike. 3-2 Blue Jays. Big situation for the Jays. Bases loaded, 2 down. Left-hander Randy Choate comes on. We saw him last night. And Fred Lewis saw him last night as well. Lewis doubled over the bag at first down the right field line. Fred will stand in 0 for 3 on the night. Again, John McDonald, Jose Molina, Mike McCoy, and Randy Ruiz, all right-handed bats waiting on the bench. Lefty versus lefty. Lewis has struck out once. Choate 0-1, ERA at 17.18. The pitch is fouled off on the ground, first base side. Randy Choate, in just 3 2/3 innings this year, has allowed 10 hits and 7 runs, all earned. A couple of home runs mixed in, so it has not gone well for this left-hander here early in the season.
And Alan, this is where the Rays really miss their talented left-hander who pitches in the 7th and 8th inning and even closed last year, J.P. Howell, who's on the DL.
A guy you would figure that Tampa Bay is longing to have back, and very quickly. 0-1 pitch, fouled on the ground, back to the screen. So 0-2 on Fred Lewis.
Well, he pitched so well last year. You remember, we were wondering how he got so many saves and getting people out when he didn't throw that hard. He was a vital part of that bullpen.
One of those soft tossers from the left side that seems to provide a very difficult time for right and left-hand hitters. Great changeup.
He's on the DL with a left shoulder strain. They'll be happy to get him back.
0-2 the count. It's break it open time for the Blue Jays. Can Fred Lewis come through against the left-hander? Choate comes set and brings it to the plate. Slider, check swing, he goes through. Home plate umpire Jerry Lane with the call, and Lewis down on strikes. So that does it for the Blue Jays as Choate comes in and gets his man. No runs, a hit. They lead 3 to the bottom of the 7th inning we go. Blue Jays with a 3-2 lead. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Hey, Alan.
With Scott Downs throwing in the bullpen, Ricky Romero loosens up for the 7th inning. He's completed his tosses. He'll face the 9-1-2 hitters and try to protect this 3-2 Toronto lead. Our broadcast is brought to you in part by Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Centers. Homeowners helping homeowners. 5 hits for the Jays, 2 of those home runs. 6 hits for Tampa Bay, 1 of those a home run. That a 2-run shot. The Blue Jays a solo job that came by Lyle Overbay in the 5th inning. A 2-run shot by Adam Lind coming in the 6th inning. And there's your ball game. So John Jaso, left-hand hitting catcher, 1 for 2 on the night. It was Jaso with that 2-run home run coming in the 5th inning. He stands in and takes up and in on the breaking ball.
6 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned.
Romero back to the plate with the 1-0 pitch. Good slider, a strike on the outside edge. Jeff Neiman tonight, 6 2/3 innings. He allows the 5 hits and 3 runs all earned. 1 walk. He hit a batter. He struck out 8. The 1-1 pitch, big curveball, a strike called. So 1-2 the count now on Jaso. Neiman very good, but the Blue Jays able to get a couple of big swings against him. 1-2 pitch misses as John Buck takes a little turn looking back to the home plate umpire. Tampa Bay with a right-hander throwing in their pen. That would be Lance Cormier. The 2-2 misses, so now 3-2 the count on Jaso, and this is the man you want to get to start things. Top of the order, Bartlett, Crawford, Zobrist, Longoria, et al. For Tampa Bay. The 3-2 pitch is high, a leadoff walk. That's the 3rd walk. One of those, make that the 2nd walk. Again, 3rd walk, one of those intentional. But this one, a leadoff walk, can be so costly. So it's Jaso at first base. Catcher doesn't run all that well. And now the leadoff man, Jason Bartlett, at the plate. 1 for 3 on his night. Double play depth, Hill and Gonzalez. The pitch is high. And now John Buck, watching some pitches sail high, will ask for time and go out to the mound.
One other area of concern for Dwayne Murphy, as we talked to him at the batting cage here tonight before the game, he said the pitchers are not getting any room for margin of error because we're not hitting with men in scoring position. And not only tonight did the Blue Jays just leave the bases loaded, excluding the 3 hits they had yesterday in the 4-run first inning with men in scoring position, they're 0 for their last 15 here in this series. Not getting runners in to help that pitching staff.
Good news about an 0 for 15 is that you're putting a lot of guys on base, but not coming through can be so tough. Bartlett swings and misses on another pitch left up. It's 1-1.
Well, you know yourself, if you're going to win, and especially in the Eastern Division, you really have to ideally have a lot of those situations come together, because one without the other just is not going to do it in those close 1- and 2-run games.
The 1-1 pitch, off speed in the dirt. Buck sliding out to his left to keep it in front. 2 balls and a strike. Three runs, 5 hits, an error for the Jays. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. Jays have left 4 on base tonight, but 3 of those coming in the top of this 7th inning. Throw over to first base, gets by Overbay, and now Jaso heading to second, and he won't stop there. He's going to dig for third base. It'll be a throwing error on Ricky Romero, and a very costly one. So the leadoff walk results now with the throwing error in a man on third base and nobody out, and that's the tying run for Tampa Bay. There's one of those step off and throw chances for Ricky Romero where he tries to make the perfect throw and instead throws it away, when in reality first baseman would tell you they would rather have a throw about knee high, even thigh high, that they can snap down. So the Blue Jays commit their second error on the night. Infield now drawn in. 2-1 the count. Romero works it from the stretch. And the pitch is popped up shallow into right field. Long run for Snyder. He'll get there and make the catch. And no chance to tag for Jaso. He even came partway down the line. And an enormous first out for Ricky Romero.
The left fielder, Carl Crawford.
That'll bring up left fielder Carl Crawford, who has doubled in 3 at-bats. He has also struck out and flied out. So now Ricky Romero has a shot to get the left-hand hitter for the second out and see if he can keep the Rays at bay. Infield continues to play in. First pitch, a curveball inside. Big assignment for John Buck to make sure that he gets down and blocks pitches in the dirt. Outfield playing deep on Crawford. Wells just about straight away in center. Here's the 1-0. Fastball on the hands, fouled back to the screen. I threatened a 7th inning scoreboard check. We'll get into that right now. Again, runner at third base and 1 out. That's the tying run for the Rays. In the American League, the Indians win it over the Athletics 6-1. The Indians now just a game under the 500 mark. The 1-1 pitch, curveball inside, almost getting a piece of Crawford. Francisco Carmona now 3-0 for the Indians. The Yankees win it 7-1 at the Angels. Yankees 12-5 on their season. Andy Pettitte is 3-0. 2-1 the count. Romero to the plate. Slider, a swing and a miss. Could have been the changeup, actually, and Crawford out in front. So now for Ricky Romero, 1 pitch away from getting a second out in this inning after that leadoff walk to Jaso and then the throwing error trying to pick him off. Ricky Romero very close to getting where he'd like to be. The 2-2 swung on and missed, or foul tipped. Apparently foul tipped as the ball kicks away from John Buck. And the Blue Jays fortunate in this case that Crawford got a piece.
Well, Alan, there's another changeup, and it's been successful against Crawford. You can't blame John Buck for going back to that in back-to-back pitches.
As a strikeout pitch, it's often in the dirt, and so the key is to stay down. The 2-2 off speed, fouled back, getting a piece and getting jammed in the process is Carl Crawford.
We might add that for Ricky's changeup, yes, it's been valuable, but he leads the American League in wild pitches with 5. and you have a runner at third base right here.
Now, the wild pitches, I'll go back and say again, if you have the kind of catching the Blue Jays had the last couple of years, you wouldn't have those. Off-speed pitch, the change is low. That'll fill it 3-2, and you certainly do not want to walk Crawford. That puts a completely different dynamic into play for Tampa Bay. Waiting on deck, the switch-hitting Ben Zobrist. You'd love to face him with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. A little check swing grounder to the mound. Romero will check his runner and throw to first base for the out. And Ricky Romero has gotten a big part of his wish. 2 down now, and that runner's still at third.
That's the 4th ground ball he has fielded flawlessly here tonight to get it out.
If this ball goes by the mound, even with the drawn-in infield, you never know if Jaso might get sent toward the plate. But all a moot point as Ricky Romero has fielded his position very well. 2 down, and it's now in the hands of 3-hitter Ben Zobrist. Zobrist has singled, grounded out, and has been given credit for a sacrifice bunt as he tried to bunt his way aboard in the 5th inning. He takes a strike. So Romero, a terrific job getting Bartlett and Crawford as they were unable to get the runner home from third base. And now gets in front, 0-1 on Zobrist. Here's the pitch, change in the dirt, and a very nice job by John Buck as he got down on both knees, kept the glove down, and used the chest protector.
Joins Downs, the lefty, in the Blue Jays bullpen.
Casey Jansen now throwing along with Scott Downs in the Blue Jays pen. Waiting on deck, it's Evan Longoria, and you wonder if Cito Gaston has decided at the last moment, get Casey Jansen ready for Evan Longoria. Zobrist, a switch hitter, batting right-handed. Now he asks for timeout as he steps back. 3-2 Toronto here in the 7th inning. Nail-biting time. Romero comes set. And the pitch. Off speed, popped up on the left side. Into foul territory, Bautista. He's under it and makes the catch. And what a job. Ricky Romero gets out with a runner on third base and nobody out. And he does the job. No runs, no hits. They leave him, and we go to the 8th inning. Jerry takes over once again. The Blue Jays still holding on to that 3-2 lead. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Your opinion.
Super 8th inning is brought to you by Super 8 Worldwide. Destination Super. Visit super8.ca. As long as we're talking super, a super bottom of the 7th inning for Ricky Romero to still put himself in a position to win his 2nd game here with a 3-2 lead, end of 7.
Ricky Romero getting handshakes in the dugout. Apparently he's done after 105 pitches on the night, but what a job. And Sean Markham, the first of the pitching guys to go up and give him the bear hug.
And that's what Markham has assumed here, the leadership role among the starters. Now right-hander Lance Cormier comes on to work the top of the 8th inning, and Aaron Hill to greet him. Aaron takes low, ball 1. Jerry Howarth, along with my colleagues here at Tropicana Field, Alan Ashby and Tom Young, with Mike and Jason Niven to start us and Dylan Brown to finish it up back in our Toronto studios. Delighted you could join us for some Blue Jays baseball. Aaron lines one to third, caught by a leaping Evan Longoria. As courteous Eva Longoria.
Well, he's a good third baseman. Aaron Hill's going to hit a few more line drives for outs over the course of the year, and I think Aaron had a few playful words with Longoria. That is really going up to get it.
So he needed all of that height of his to take away a hit from Aaron. Aaron now 1 for 4. But the one was a 2-out single in the 6th inning and allowed Adam Lind, who's up here now, to homer. Pitch is in there for a strike. In the 5th inning, Lyle Overbay broke a scoreless tie with a home run deep to right center, leading off the inning off starter Jeff Neiman, his first home run of the year, and the Blue Jays had a brief 1-0 lead. Adam rips a curveball to right. That's fair, a base hit. That ball's going to roll all the way to the corner. Adam on his way to second, and he'll go in there with a stand-up double here with 1 out in the 8th.
Dan Wheeler up in the Rays bullpen.
In the bottom of the 5th inning, down 1-0, Romero gave up a double to left off the fence to Gabe Kapler, and the 9th hitter, John Jaso, the next hitter, after 8 minor league seasons, walked into a pitch and homered down the right field line, his first major league home run for the left-hand hitting catcher. That made it 2-1 Rays. And then in the 6th inning, the Blue Jays got it back and then some. With 2 down, Hill grounded one into left field for a hit, and Adam homered to left field, his 4th, for a 3-2 lead. And that's the score here in the top of the 8th. Vernon takes strike 1 call from Cormier as right-hander Dan Wheeler gets up now in that Rays pen and right. Scott Downs is finishing his warm-ups in the Blue Jays left field bullpen to take on Tampa Bay in the bottom of the 8th inning. Vernon lines one to second, taken on a hop up the middle of the diamond by Zobrist. He throws Wells out, and to third base comes Lind.
What a confusing play that had to be for Adam Lind. And there was a possibility that Zobrist could have fired to third base to get Lind, but this ball well behind you as a base runner from second base. You have to figure I'm going to go and possibly score, but there's Zobrist positioned perfectly.
So with that, 2 outs here on 3 hard hit balls, and Cormier to face Lyle Overbay. Lance is 29. Last year pitched in 77 innings here with Tampa Bay. That was 10th best in the American League among the relievers. They're going to put Overbay on. So there is ball 1 intentionally wide. They'll take their chances with on-deck hitter Alex Gonzalez. You know, you're talking about Sean Markham and his leadership. Markham heads up the Blue Jays rotation. He's 28. Dana Evelyn, who's pitching Monday night at home against Boston, he's 26. Brandon Morrow and Ricky Romero, each 25. And Brett Cecil, who did so well yesterday, now figures to be here for a while. He's 23. The Rays feature James Shields as their number 1. He's 28. Neiman's 27, pitched here tonight. Garza's 26. Wade Davis 24, along with David Price. Those are 2 young, good rotations who could be around a long time, each team vying to take on the Yankees and Red Sox.
And you talked with Joe Madden, the skipper of the Rays, before the game, and he talked about the fact that he believes Blue Jays have had a very good pitching staff, and they may be getting better and in the process younger.
So Joe Madden comes to the mound. He wants right-hander Dan Wheeler. We're in the top of the 8th inning here at Tropicana Field. The Blue Jays 3, the Rays 2. Let's send it back to Mike for another look at that home hardware out-of-town scoreboard. Thank you, Mike. Right here, 8th inning, the Blue Jays lead 3-2. Have Overbay at first, Lind at third, 2 down for Alex Gonzalez. And if you're manager Joe Madden, you bring in a right-hander for a right-hander, Wheeler for Cormier. And for Alex Gonzalez, he probably wishes it was still Cormier. Gonzalez in his career against Lance, 5 for 6. So Joe Madden says, nuts to that, I'm going with Wheeler and see if we can get a little bit better percentage here with my right-hander on the mound, no less, against Gonzalez. And what's Wheeler done against Gonzalez? 2 for 12. So clearly here, Madden plays the percentages, and he'd like to get a result from it to keep it a 1-run deficit. Alex takes strike 1 call.
Now, that's the one logic that you could place right here, because just at face value, right-hander coming in for right-hander to face Gonzalez, you had to figure there was some kind of personal matchup issue.
And those are some pretty extreme numbers.
Yes, they are.
So Gonzalez, who's 0-for-3, has popped up, grounded out, and struck out. Ready's the bat, and Wheeler lets it fly. Good slider in there for a strike. It's 0-2. And right away, you're beginning to see why Gonzalez has had trouble going 2 for 12 off the right-hander Wheeler. He's in a deep hole 0-2. Wheeler has struck him out 7 times in those 12 at-bats. He's got a good shot at number 8 here. Lind at third, Overbay at first. And the stretch. The strike 2 pitch in the dirt, nicely stopped. Did he go on the half swing? No, says the first base ump, Mike Winters.
Well, it's time for Alex Gonzalez to show that trends are made to be broken.
Alex looks down at Brian Butterfield for the hit sign.
Butter agrees.
Blue Jays 3, Rays 2. Another 1-run ball game. Blue Jays yesterday won here 6-5. The stretch. Runners lead. And the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Blocked again nicely by young John Jaso. Young in major league experience. an 8-year minor leaguer who 5 times was an all-star, getting his opportunity here. Kelly Shopik, the veteran catcher, had knee surgery. He's out 6 weeks. Deanna Navarro is hurting and was ejected from the game yesterday and bumped the umpire as well. He might be suspended. So Jaso here is really kind of the man of the hour and acquitted himself well already here tonight. A 2-run home run, now blocking these pitches. The stretch. Wheeler's 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called outside corner. Got him again. So Joe Madden plays it perfectly, and as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, the Blue Jays continue to squander opportunities. They are 0 for the last 17 here, hitting with men in scoring position after the 4-run first last night. It's 3-2 Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays baseball against the Rays on the Fan Radio Network. Brought to you by Rogers. Now get unlimited nationwide and local team calling and texting for all small businesses only on Canada's reliable network. Scott Downs on.
This Metro PCS call to the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Number 37, Scott Downs.
So you not only get Downs, you get the ad that goes with it.
Number 3, Evan Longoria.
Rafael Soriano, the Rays closer, warming up in the right field bullpen as we go to the Rays bottom of the 8th inning. Blue Jays 3, Rays 2. Casey Jansen will hang around on that Blue Jays mound down the left field line. So here we go. Evan Longoria, Carlos Pena, and B.J. Upton. Longoria is 1 for 1, an infield hit, and he's also walked twice, once intentionally.
Toronto pitcher Romero.
Downs the stretch. And the pitch on the way. He's low and inside, ball 1. Ricky Romero goes 7, charged with a couple of runs on 6 hits. Walked 3, struck out 3. Made a throwing error. Left a runner at third in that instance. Had a wild pitch. Gave up a home run. And had 4 infield assists on ground balls. Pretty impressive night. The pitch is outside. 2-0. Downs comes on here. In 8 games, 0-1 ERA, 2.57. He worked 7 innings, given up 2 earned runs on 6 hits. Longoria hits a high foul down the right side. Heading toward the bullpen, it will hit on the bullpen mound as Snyder runs over to the other side.
59 for strike, 105.59.
Ricky throws 105 pitches, 59 of them for strike.
Rafael Soriano up in the Rays bullpen. Casey Jansen back up in the Blue Jays pen.
So Romero over now 4 starts and 30 innings has allowed only 6 earned runs. Very impressive. ERA 1.8. Longoria fouls another one off down the right side. That's going to get out of play. And Downs comes back to even this count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couple of home runs for the Blue Jays. Lyle Overbay leading off the 5th. A drive to deep right center, his first of the year. And after Tampa Bay scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th on a home run with a man on by catcher John Jaso, a drive down the right field line, Adam Lind hit a 2-out 2-run home run in the 6th inning, number 4. A home run to left to give the Blue Jays a 3-2 lead, and that's the score here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 pitch lined up the middle, base hit center field. And here come the Rays.
And a big turn at first base by Longoria, challenging Vernon Wells to make sure that he made the play quickly. And that's putting the pressure on.
So Longoria is at first, and this gets right back to what Aaron Hill and Cito Gaston said after the game last night. They just keep coming at you.
23870.
23,870 here tonight. 22,056 yesterday. And the Blue Jays, with a 6-1 lead, hung on to win at 6-5. Tonight, leading the Rays 3-2 here. But the Rays have the leadoff man on in the bottom of the 8th for left-handed hitting Carlos Pena, who's 0 for 3. Seeing another lefty. First Romero, and now Downs. The pitch is outside, ball one.
This shift the Blue Jays have on defensively leaves them without a legitimate shot for a double play. If you get that double play ground ball on the right side, Jose Bautista is not playing near enough to the bag at second to have any shot, so all you're going to be able to do is get one out.
Pena struck out with 2 men on in the first to close the inning, bounced into a fielder's choice in the fourth with a shift on, struck out, ending the fifth with 2 men on. Downs deals. Low, 2-0 again.
I would rather see Bautista move about 15, 20 feet to his left, still play in if you need to, playing at the shortstop position, and have a chance to get to the bag at second for a double play.
And the shortstop, Gonzalez, playing a natural second base position with Aaron Hill almost out on the artificial turf there at second base in shallow right. Overbay holds on the runner at first. The 2-0 pitch. Downs misses away, ball 3. And Casey Jansen's finishing his warm-ups with B.J. Upton on deck. Downs pitched in the game last night, came on in the 7th inning. Jason Bartlett singled off him, and then Carl Crawford grounded out, ending that 2-run 7th inning. So Downs comes back here a night later. Scott set. And the 3-0 pitch, that's a fastball at the knees for a strike as Pena started toward first. Now Bautista has moved right near the second base bag for the now opportunity for a double play ground ball. So the shift is on, but Bautista's in a position now on a ground ball hit to the right side to try and turn 2. Longoria the lead at first. Does not go. 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Well, a lot of speed for Tampa Bay, a lot of power. And they've got Downs in a bind here as John Buck goes to the mound to chat with a veteran left-hander.
Center fielder, number 2, B.J. Upton.
I would imagine that B.J. Upton is going to be called upon to bunt. Now, it's probably not a big part of his game in terms of laying down sacrifice bunts, but if you're playing the team game, that seems to me to be the call. And therefore, I think you leave Scott Downs on as a left-handed pitcher. If he's able to field the bunt, you might be able to get the lead out at third base.
Upton is 1 for 6 in his career against Downs. Right-handed hitter tonight, 0 for 3. Blue Jays 3, Rays 2, 8th inning. Upton not bunting, swings, and he misses strike 1.
Well, Joe Madden plays for the big inning.
Casey Jansen has finished his warm-ups. Now has gone to the end of the bench down the line there in the Blue Jays bullpen. Upton twice grounded back to the mound. Each time Romero speared it and threw him out. Then bounced into a fielder's choice as well.
Boy, how the Blue Jays would love to get the ground ball and turn the double play rather than see the bunt that moves the runners up.
Downs deals to Upton. Outside, 1-1. On deck, Willie Ibar. Only 2 runs for Tampa Bay came in the 5th inning when young catcher John Jaso, the 9th hitter, hit a 2-run home run to right with Gabe Kapler's double on off Ricky Romero. And down set. Looks at second. And the 1-1 offering. Foul back to the screen. A good cut by Upton. It's 1-2. The Rays tonight against Ricky Romero, and this is another part of Ricky's game, went 1 for 8, that's all, hitting with men in scoring position. In fact, had a runner at third base with nobody out in the 7th inning and could not score as Romero retired the top of the order. Bartlett, Crawford, and Zobrist leaving the runner Jaso at third base. So you know this team is good enough. They're going to break through eventually. They have a 9th opportunity here with 2 on and nobody out in the 8th, down 3-2. Bautista backed up at third. Gonzalez at short. Hill at second. In and over toward the bag. Overbay behind the runner at first. Downs ready. Glove at the chest. Kicks. And the 1-2 pitch is a slider low. Two balls and two strikes. But Casey Jansen now once more kind of puts in the last couple of pitches there with some earnest. Ibar to follow. Downs ready again. And the 2-2 pitch is low, ball 3. So at second base, checking his outfielder. Smart thing to do. Evan Longoria. At first, Carlos Pena.
His Rays love to run, but I can't see having the runners in motion with Upton at the plate, a guy who strikes out a lot.
And the outfielders are deep, so it won't take much to fall in front of them. Lewis in left, Vernon in center, Snyder in right. The stretch. The runners do not go. 3-2 pitch. Lined into left, base hit. Longoria around third. He's going to score. Lewis throws to third. Back to second goes Pena. And the Rays have tied it up 3-3 in the 8th.
With that 3-2 count, Scott Downs is forced to come through the strike zone, and that provides Upton the opportunity.
Blown save for Downs. Ricky Romero no longer in a position to win it. Jeff Neiman's off the hook, and here comes Cito. Willie Ibar is going to wait as Casey Jansen comes on. Before the game, we had a chance to talk about this situation with Coach Nick Leyva.
Excellent. You're welcome.
So there you go. Some interesting comments from bench coach Nick Leyva. The Rays 3, the Blue Jays 3. Bottom of the 8th inning, nobody out. Casey Jansen with runners at first and second to face Willie Ibar. These two have never met before in their careers. At second base, Carlos Pena. At first, B.J. Upton. His single to left has just tied the game. Ibar up 0 for 3. Switch hitter batting left-handed. He's the Rays DH tonight. Now Casey steps off the rubber. Jansen in 7 games, 3-0, ERA 1.17. He's given up just 1 earned run in 7 2/3 innings on 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. Here he comes. Ibar bunts up along third. Beautiful bunt. Slipping is Jansen. There's no play. The bases are loaded. Base hit.
Yeah, this bunt was probably better in the end run than Willie Ibar even had in mind when he tried to lay it down. And Casey Jansen tried to barehand, and in doing so, I'm not sure he helped himself. He didn't come up with it cleanly. The feet went out from under him, and again, that real good bunt by Ibar sets this up.
So the Rays have the bases loaded, and Gabe Kapler's going to give way to Reed Brignac, a left-handed hitter. He'll come up here in 9 games, hitting .321. He's got 9 base hits and 28 at-bats. That includes 2 doubles and a home run. The Rays' first 4 hitters have reached here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they've tied the Blue Jays 3-3. This forces the infield in with nobody out.
Pitch hitting for Kapler for the Rays, number 15, Reed Brignac.
So Brignac comes up there. Kapler went 1 for 3, but the one was a double off the left field fence, and he promptly scored on John Jaso's home run to right in the 5th inning. We're in the 8th. Infield in. Jansen's pitch in the dirt. Curveball, ball 1. Reed's only 24. He's a rookie. So off to a great start. Last year, got his feet wet. He played in 31 games, 23 as a starter, 22 times at short, and a game at second base. They like him a lot here. Runners lead at every base. Jansen's 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0, and that's what's really hurt the Blue Jays in this inning. Downs going 2-0, and now Jansen going 2-0.
Really like the managing of Joe Madden. I think he tries to seize the moment. When opportunities present themselves, he'll utilize his bench well. I think he's a quality manager.
Pena at third, Upton at second, Ibar at first. The stretch. And a pitch inbound. Fastball. That's on the outside corner. Strike one, 2-1. What Joe Madden is, too, is just very intelligent, well-read, patient. Has been in professional baseball his whole life, over 30 years. Most of that spent with the Angels organization as a very loyal coach and bench coach to Mike Scioscia. And given his opportunity here, he not only has made the most of it, he's taken this team to the World Series 2 years ago.
It's not easy for a guy who hasn't played in the big leagues to gain the confidence of his players, but I think Tampa Bay believes in their manager. I think their players have completely bought in.
Always positive, Joe Madden. Jansen looks at second, and the 2-1 pitch below the knees, ball 3. So the Blue Jays have just lost the strike zone here out of the pen in this 8th inning. And you put good hitters in there with good favorable counts, and you're going to see some damage. Rays trying to take the lead for their closer, Rafael Soriano, who's ready to go in the right field pen. The 3-1 pitch from Jansen. Outside, ball 4. The Rays take a 4-3 lead.
Number 28, John Jaso.
Second walk in the inning, around 3 base hits. And with that, here's John Jaso. Tonight, 1 for 2. His first major league home run, hit the right with a man on in the 5th. He's also walked. Bases loaded still. Nobody out here, and a Rays 2-run 8th inning for the lead. Jansen's fastball, that's in for a strike.
Young Reed Brignac probably thinking this pinch hitting thing in the big leagues is easy.
Just stand up there and take your walk.
Just stand there, don't do a thing.
Jaso, a left-handed hitter. Jansen's pitch, off speed low, 1-1. We mentioned that Jaso's already been in 8 minor league seasons, a 5-time minor league all-star. He's only 26. He started the year in AAA Durham for the Rays and came up when Kelly Shopik had knee surgery, sharing the catching chores with Deanna Navarro. Now, Jaso's the man here, already with 2 RBIs. And now John Buck, the catcher, goes to the mound.
I don't think the Rays have completely been won over by Deanna Navarro as a catcher, and the whole game over the last year plus. A couple of years ago, he was very good, but it seemed to completely fall off last year.
Well, he certainly did. An all-star 2 years ago, Alan, and he hit .295 in that 08 season, and then last year hit .218, a 77-point drop. So they're looking, and they've got Jaso up here now, looking at him pretty intensely. Bases loaded, nobody out. The 1-1 pitch hit the left field foul down the line, where in that Blue Jays bullpen, a right-hander starting to get loose. That's Jeremy Accardo. Downs comes out here with a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning, but Evan Longoria greets him with a single up the middle. Downs walked Pena, and both those hitters he went 2-0 on. B.J. Upton lined a base hit to left to tie it. On comes Jansen. Ibar the bunt to load them up, a base hit and a walk to Brignac for the lead. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball just outside. He missed with a curveball. 2-2. The Rays are 12-5. They come in with a half-game lead on the Yankees, a 2-game lead on the Blue Jays. Blue Jays started the year on the road, losing the opener in Texas. They've since reeled off 6 straight wins. The last 2 in Texas, 3 in Baltimore, and the 1 here last night. 2-2 pitch, and it hit him on the leg. Did he go around? That's the question. He did not. And so with that, Tampa Bay adds on another run, leading 5-3 as Jaso's hit by a pitch. And on the appeal at third, umpire Dan Bellino said he did not commit on the pitch.
Now, this could be interesting if we see a replay. It's going to be close with that bat, but well, the Blue Jays' bullpen command here in this 8th inning has just completely let them down.
So 2 walks and a hit batter, and the last walk and hit batter with the bases loaded. So Jaso with 3 runs batted in. The bases are still loaded and still nobody out here in the Rays' bottom of the 8th inning as they now take a 5-3 lead. Jason Bartlett, the leadoff hitter, up 1 for 4 with a single to right. Jansen the stretch. Here he comes. Hit on the ground through the left side. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes another. The throw is offline. 2 runs in. The runners both move up on the 4th throw by Lewis. And Tampa Bay goes out in front 7-3.
Yeah, the inning is already shaping up badly before Fred Lewis lets go of this errant throw. That's just bad work in left field. One of those mistakes you cannot make. Hit your cutoff man. Take the damage that's in front of you, but don't provide more opportunity.
So with that, the infielders stay in place. Going to third on that hit through the left side is Jaso, and on the 4th throw to the plate, Bartlett takes second after his 2-run single. The batter, the 8th man to hit here in this Rays 8th inning is Carl Crawford. He is 1 for 4 with a double to left. Jansen, glove at the chest. Check of the runners. Crawford takes outside, ball 1.
Yeah, we just talked about it last night. For me, I wish the scoring system provided for errors on that type of throw. I think you would see things change drastically if that was the case.
Runner at third base is Jaso. Bartlett at second. And Jansen kicks, deals 1-0 outside, 2-0, and boy, that's the count here in this inning, and the Rays have really taken advantage of it.
And by that I mean I think you'd see major league outfielders hitting cutoff man. I think it would change so quickly.
John Buck looks into his own third base dugout. He wanted to see if perhaps they might put Crawford on here. Already 2-0. First base open. Pitch to Crawford. Swinging a line drive up the gap in the right center. Snyder over, reaches down, makes a shoot top catch. Flows toward third and keeps the runner Jaso at third as Jaso does not tag and come in to score. Great catch by Snyder. And for Travis, it takes that to get the first out here in this 8th inning.
John Jaso makes an enormous mistake at third base, but with a 7-3 lead now, I have a feeling the Rays, with smiles on their face, will try to laugh this one off when it's all said and done, but you have to tag up on a ball with that kind of depth. You have to score.
Zito comes on, so does Jeremy Accardo, and the mistake that Jaso made was on contact. He broke for the plate, then he watched, and then when the catch was made, he started back to third. He had no chance to come home.
Look, if you tag up, you're going to score on this play easily if it drops. The one guy who will see no humor in this play whatsoever is Carl Crawford.
And we might add, too, with 23,810, there's a pretty good chance third base coach Tom Foley, who's the most senior third base coach now in the American League, was yelling, get back, but Jaso never heard him.
It's too late. Once you break toward the plate, get back, results in a stumbling of feet, and you get there too late and you can't do anything.
So with a 5-run 8th inning, Tampa Bay leads at 7-3, and as Jeremy Accardo warms up, let's send it back to Mike in Toronto.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Mike. Jeremy Accardo with the Rays leading 7-3 now here with a 5-run bottom of the 8th inning. Comes up out of the bullpen to pick up the pieces left by Scott Downs and Casey Jansen. The 9th man to bat here is Ben Zobrist, switch hitter, batting left-handed. First pitch from Accardo's in for a strike. Downs started this 8th inning with a 3-2 lead for Ricky Romero. Faced 3 hitters and gave up a single and a walk, and then B.J. Upton singled to the left side to tie the game at 3. All 3 have come back to score in this inning. So Downs goes 0+ innings, charged with 3 runs on 2 hits and a walk. Zobrist takes a pitch high, 1-1.
Not really mentioned on that previous play. That was a really nice play by Travis Snyder on a tough sinking line drive.
After Downs left the scene, Jansen comes on, gives up 2 hits, walks a man with the bases loaded, hits a man with the bases loaded, and takes that great catch to finally get an out and enter Jeremy Accardo. Accardo has not pitched in 7 days. But there's someone out in the bullpen who has not pitched in 9 days. That's Merkin Valdez. So clearly Accardo and Valdez, last comers to the party here and getting opportunities only in situations like this. Zobrist takes it low. So it begs the question for the Blue Jays to have 2 in that situation. Is that 1 too many or even 2 too many? And we'll see if the roster might change as a result. Mike Ekstrom starts to warm up in the Rays bullpen because now this is not a save opportunity for Rafael Soriano. 2-1 pitch is high, ball 3. So, not that the Blue Jays are playing with a 23-man roster, but in essence they are.
Well, they are. They have been. In fact, the guys on the bench day by day very seldom are getting used.
Randy Ruiz has played in only 5 games with 13 at-bats over the first 17 games. Zobrist swings and misses, and it's 3-2.
For me, I feel like the Blue Jays typically have an underused bench. Sometimes that comes as a result of having quality starting players, but I think the opportunities have been there to utilize pinch hitters.
Infield in. Jaso at third. Bartlett at second. 1 out. And the full count pitch fouled over the screen, left-hand side.
But I will say this, if Merkin Valdez is a guy that doesn't provide confidence to come in out of the bullpen, then you might as well move on. You need somebody that you're confident to bring into the game.
And really, Merkin probably knows, too. He's got a good arm, but he's here because he's out of options. He's pitched in 1 of the first 17 games. And he gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, but that's going to happen with inactivity as well. 3-2 pitch to Zobrist. Lined in the left field, a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Bartlett. Lewis throw. Hits the cutoff man, but bobbled by Bautista. Sliding into second after his 2-run single at Zobrist. And the Rays lead it 9-3 with a 7-run 8th.
Yeah, one thing we're learning about Fred Lewis is he doesn't have much of a throwing arm in left field.
Number 3, Evan Longoria.
Here is Evan Longoria, who started this inning off Scott Downs with a single to center. It was 3-2 Blue Jays at the time. And now the Rays have stretched the lead to 9-3, out hitting the Blue Jays 11-6. Well, here's Longoria. Runner at second, 1 out. Pitch is fouled off to the left, strike 1.
Well, this inning has left John Fogerty in a position of having a happy crowd this evening.
The Rays this inning are season high.
Season high, 7 runs in an inning for Tampa Bay.
4 runs in an inning.
Longoria is perfect. He's 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Accardo set. And the 0-1 pitch is low. So the same thing applies to Accardo. He hasn't pitched for 7 days. So when you come out and then you're thrust into a situation with inherited runners, you're almost asking for the impossible to have a very good quality outing.
2 hits.
The 1-1 pitch hit on the ground, foul outside of third.
One motto that I personally tried to live by, a guy who spent some time playing off the bench, is never provide the, well, what can you expect? I haven't been playing excuse when you do get a chance. You better have yourself ready. Whatever method it takes to have yourself ready, you better be there.
Well, it's a situation that you don't want to use it as an excuse, but it's part of the reality of the situation. Yep. Now, the same cannot be said for Downs and Jansen. Having said that, tonight, the 1-2 pitch is outside. Downs and Jansen are the most effective relievers with Kevin Gregg that the Blue Jays have. And tonight, it was one of those categories where, quote, they just didn't have it, end quote. And that's going to happen, too, over 162 games. Zobrist at second, and the 2-2 pitch. Belted to right field. Back to get it, Snyder. It's playable. Tagging Zobrist. Snyder the catch. Zobrist on his way to third. The throw into Hill. Cut near the second base bag. The batter now, Carlos Pena. Now in this inning with one out, he walked. And in looking back, not putting the ball in play, and Pena tonight had struck out twice and hit into a force out. That probably for Scott Downs, he would tell you after the game, was my biggest mistake. Not giving my infielders a chance to turn to and change the whole complexion of that inning.
Yeah, that was certainly a key to this inning. Everything that has happened since has been key as well, but unfolding because of that absolute situation.
So here's Pena. Down from third, Zobrist, and the pitch misses ball one. And now here again, we talk about the quality of Downs. Scott's in his 9th game. That walk was his first all season. It just didn't come at a very good time for him. Well, you get one walk out of Scott Downs every 9 games, you got yourself a pitcher, and the Blue Jays have just that. Pitch is popped up left side. The shift was on. So Bautista over near the bag is under it. He makes the catch. And with that, the long inning is over. 7 runs later as we go to the 9th. It's now the Rays 9, the Blue Jays 3. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network. Top of the 9th inning, the Rays now broken it open, leading 9-3. So they have the luxury of bringing on a rookie here, Mike Ekstrom, 26 years of age, and made his first opening day roster. 1-3. He's worked 5 1/3 innings, charged with 6 runs on 7 hits. He has walked 6 and struck out 4. With Reed Brignac now staying in the game at second, and second baseman Ben Zobrist moving to right for Gabe Kapler. Jose Bautista, the batter, and he takes low ball 1. Bautista has struck out twice and been hit by a pitch. He takes a fastball for a strike. Well, for the Blue Jays tonight, Ricky Romero goes 7 innings. And at the end of 7, Blue Jays have a 3-2 lead. And then in the 8th inning, left runners at first and third as a pitch is low. And tonight, the Blue Jays 0 for 4 hitting with men in scoring position. That's 0 for the last 17 here. Now, not that changes things a lot, but the Blue Jays have squandered a number of opportunities, and tonight it caught up to them. There's a ground ball to third. Diving stop by Longoria. Get up, throw out Bautista with a beautiful big league pay.
That's a pretty good ball player right there. This guy has the instincts, the abilities. It's going to be a good one for a long time.
The catcher,
how quick
John
is he
Buck.
to his feet after he knocks this ball down?
Well, Longoria stretched out that big frame of his. He's 6'2", 210, a lot of agility, and with that, one down for catcher John Buck. Buck 0 for 3. 9th inning, Rays 9, Blue Jays 3. Blue Jays won here 6-5 yesterday to make it 6 straight wins on the road, going back to Arlington when they lost the opener in Texas. The pitch is sliced to right, back to get it. Zobrist bends there, 2 down. Now we mentioned for Scott Downs, the walk was crucial in the 8th inning, his first in 9 games. We can say this as well for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays haven't won 7 straight games on the road in 14 years. The last time they did that was in August of 1996. And tonight with a win, they would have matched that. So it's one of those twofold, all good things must come to an end.
Yeah, that appears to be the case.
Snyder up inside. He takes ball 1.
I'd like to see Travis have a good at-bat right here.
Travis's single infield, grounded out and walked. 1 for 2, hitting 157 to start the year. Ekstrom's pitch, sliced to left field, moving over Crawford, a headlong diving catch to end the game. As the Rays win it 9-3, and they take nothing for granted, and they're going to tell Mike Ekstrom, rookie, keep pitching like that. We'll take care of you.
Good news, bad news. Travis Snyder had a good at-bat. Carl Crawford made a better play. This was really hung out, and quite a play by Crawford in left.
Well, the Rays, as Aaron Hill said after the game, just keep coming at you, and that's with a 6-run lead here in the 9th inning.
Well, that talent won out, but it really came with the price of the Blue Jays bullpen kind of imploding in that 8th inning, and it just was one of those nights where it wasn't to be.
So in 9, well, 8.5 to be precise, the Rays win it 9-3 to spread this weekend series in a game apiece. We'll be back with the totals and more right after this. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network.
Hey, Alan.
Hey. Back here in St. Petersburg, Florida, at Tropicana Field, the home of the Rays, Tampa Bay with a 7-run bottom of the 8th inning. Scott Downs, Casey Jansen, and Jeremy Accardo win it going away 9-3. For the Rays, 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 8 left. For the Blue Jays, 3 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors, 6 left. The winning pitcher is Dan Wheeler. He got 1 man out. That was Alex Gonzalez looking on a fastball, leaving 2 on in the 8th inning. At the time the Blue Jays had 3-2. The runners were at first and third. But in the bottom of the inning, the Rays scored 7 runs. All those went into Wheeler's column. So he's 1-0. Mike Ekstrom finishing up the rookie with a 1-2-3 9th inning. The loser is Scott Downs. He came on to protect that 1-run lead. Gave up a single, a walk, and then when B.J. Upton singled off Downs to tie the game at 3, Downs left. Jansen later would walk Reed Brignac, a pinch hitter with the bases loaded for a 4-3 lead. And when that happened, Carlos Pena scored the run charged to Downs, along with another one after that when Jansen hit John Jaso with the bases loaded to make it 5-3. Pending the loss on Downs, he is 0-2. Home runs in the game. The Blue Jays hit a couple. Lyle Overbay's first of the year. That was to right center field leading off the 5th. And an inning later, Adam Lind hit a 2-run home run to left. That was in the 6th inning for a 3-2 lead that held until the Rays scored 7 in the bottom of the 8th. The Rays had 1 home run. It was from rookie catcher John Jaso. His first major league home run was a 2-run drive deep to right down the line in the 5th inning, giving the Blue Jays at that time seeing a 2-1 Tampa Bay lead, and that home run offsetting Overbay's leadoff home run in the 5th. 23,810 saw it, and they're going to stick around to see the John Fogerty concert. The game here tonight taking 2 hours and 55 minutes to play. The Lone Star of the game is brought to you by Lone Star Texas Grill. That's easy. Ricky Romero, 7 innings, charged with 2 runs on 6 hits, and again, no run support basically to speak of. Another no decision, and Ricky's pitched to an ERA under 2 in 4 starts, Alan, and has 1 win to show for it.
He's pitching like an ace. He really is some kind of a pitcher right now. You hope he can maintain. If you look back to last year, his first half very good, an ERA at 3, and then he saw things kind of crumble for him. And I think he'll be better in the second half this year. I think he learned something in that first year around.
So the Rays win it 9-3, evening the series at a game apiece. The Blue Jays 10-8 with the loss. Snaps their 6-game winning streak on the road. Tampa Bay with a win. Now at home, a 500 ball club, 4-4. Remember, on the road, they're 9-1, and overall 13-5 as they push the third-place Blue Jays back 3 games in the AL East. We'll be back to wrap it up on our end right after this and look to tomorrow's game and the homestand beginning Monday night against Boston right after this, as you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on the Fan Radio Network. Tonight, Rays win it with a 7-run 8th inning, 9-3, a come-from-behind win for them. So that means the rubber game is set for tomorrow afternoon. It is Brandon Morrow against good-looking young left-hander David Price.
Brandon Morrow, 25 years of age, starting to blossom, hopefully for the Blue Jays as a starter. He's 1-1. ERA hasn't blossomed yet. It's at 7.31, and he's allowing too many base runners this year against Tampa Bay in his career. He's made one previous start. He has no one-loss record. He does have a couple of saves against the Rays in 4 relief appearances against them. He's also held Tampa Bay to a 121 batting average against, so he's been tough against Rays bats. On the other side, it's 24-year-old left-hander David Price, and he is starting to blossom. He's 2-1 for the Rays. Good ERA at 3.20 on the year. He's allowing less base runners by a wide margin than Brandon Morrow, and against the Blue Jays in 3 career starts, he is 2-0, so he probably is running with some confidence.
What'll be fun to see tomorrow will be Brandon Morrow's start, because in his last one Monday at home, he went 7 innings, allowed 1 run to the Royals on 3 hits with 8 strikeouts, only 2 walks. And Blue Jays gave him 8 runs, but he made it stick too with a big 8-1 win.
You hope that can be the case. Brandon Morrow, I think, is a guy who needs some confidence on the hill, some muscle memory, if you will, seeing himself throw strikes in key situations and staying away from walks.
So that's tomorrow. And then Monday night, the Red Sox come to town. Dana Evelyn against Josh Beckett. They're in for 3 in Oakland from Thursday through Sunday. So tomorrow's a good game for the Blue Jays to try to do something they didn't do here last year, and that's win 2 games.
Yeah, push off toward a nice upcoming homestand and some good teams coming in.
So tonight, the Rays win it 9-3 with a 7-run burst in the bottom of the 8th inning as we send it back to Mike in Toronto.
Well, thank you, Jerry and Alan, and enjoy Fogarty concert. Usually so reliable, Scott Downs and Casey Janssen this season anyway, but today they combine to face 8 hitters and retire 1 as Tampa scores 7 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, wasting another great start by Ricky Romero. The phone lines are open. We're going to Jays Talk It Up to the top of the hour. 416-870-0590, star 590 on the cell, and long distance, 1-888-666-0590. The Blue Jays this close to a 7th straight road win, to a series win in Tampa. But they lose it 9-3. Your calls are next. We're going to Jays Talk It Up on the Fan Radio Network.
This is Toronto Sports Radio, the Fan 590, CJCL, a division of Rogers Broadcasting Limited.